The Second War to End All Wars was over. In 1945, when it ended, there were over 12 million service members, including the Coast Guard. 8 million men and women who served overseas in that war were scattered across the globe. The fighting was over. It was time to bring the heroes home. That eagerness to return to civilian life was matched by the eagerness of their loved ones to see them. But how did they get home? It would be a massive logistical headache. They were scattered across 4 continents in 55 war theaters from every branch of service. Operation Magic Carpet was the means used to repatriate those millions of American military personnel. It is recognized as one of the greatest achievements of the war. Nearly 400 ships and troop transports were used to bring the American soldiers back home from Europe and Asia. Lasting just over 14 months, June 1945 to September 1946, Operation Magic Carpet was the largest combined air and sea lift ever organized. It got its name from the biblical passage in Exodus 19:4. Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. As early as 1943, U.S. Army Chief of Staff General George Marshall began thinking about how to repatriate returning soldiers. He had served as General Pershing's Chief of Staff during World War I and had witnessed firsthand the Army's demobilization failures. Its failures had left the Army seriously undermanned. It was predicted after D-Day, June 6, 1944, that the war in Europe would end within 6 months. Marshall and his team, though, had more questions than answers. Even though Germany and Japan had yet to be defeated, he recognized that bringing service members home would be a major statistical obstacle if preliminary planning was not begun. Sending soldiers home in a prompt manner based on objective criteria was critical. To not do so would risk provoking widespread protest from restless soldiers overseas who had no more enemies to fight. Soldiers' frustrations with the Army could have a significant impact on America's public support for military spending after the war. On May 8, 1945, Germany surrendered to the Allies. The U.S. Army suddenly faced an enormous new task. Millions of men who fought in Europe had to be fairly equitably identified and discharged. Others had to be transitioned into an occupation force. And hundreds of thousands of American soldiers had to redeploy halfway across the world for an expected invasion of Japan. Operation Magic Carpet was the means used to repatriate the American men and women serving in the military overseas. 8 million American service members were stationed overseas. Nearly 4 million of them were on the European front. During the European theater of operation, wartime buildup, 148,000 soldiers per month on average were shipped to that front. After VE Day, movement back home would average more than 435,000 per month for the next 14 months.